So, as a principal of a high school that wants to use varsity sport to highlight positive inter-group relations within my school, I think as for number one, what challenges will I face when I try to do this? The first challenge that I think I would face as a principal is to create diversity in the hiring process. As it was pointed out in Coakley and in Lumpkin, I believe, there's a there's not an equal level of diversity in coaching and leadership positions. So that means that within hiring my athletic director and all of the coaches, I would definitely we want to be part of the committee that's a part of that hiring process because in my own within my own life, I came from a school that had a really high uh, Native American population, and I thought like Lumpkin, or I mean, I'm sorry, Coakley did a really good job of explaining diversity in a wide range of groups, whereas Lumpkin kind of focused a lot on African American aspect. And within my own life, I've seen that there is more. There's a wide range of ethnic groups out there. My head coach in Japan actually who's Japanese, spent part of his childhood in America, and so when he came to America, he was felt really outcast as the Japanese kid. He didn't speak a lot of English, and as soon as he became a part of sports, the football team, he just gained instant access to all the other kids. He just became a part of the group, and it really gave him a lot of confidence. So obviously, sports is important, and reaching out to all the different all of the different ethnic and racial groups within a society is important in the hiring process, and then recruiting the athletes. I think another challenge I'll face is stacking. Lumpkin pointed out the stacking is a problem in sports, and within my own sport of football, I definitely see that. Whereas he pointed out in the book, there's a lot of she pointed out in the book, there's a lot of black wide receivers in the NFL, and there's a lot of white quarterbacks in the NFL. And when I was in high school, this same thought process was put onto me, where I was told by the head coach I'm a better athlete, so he thought I would play after high school, so I should play wide receiver, and the other quarterback or another kid who was older than me should play quarterback at that time. So I know that can be frustrating, and I would want to make sure that we would break up the racial stereotypes of athletes. And in the book, there's a million racial stereotypes that Lumpkin says African American athletes are physiological superior and they can run faster and jump higher, that they have the ability to play uh, only reactive rather than decision making leadership positions, that they are treated as equals, and so on and so on. But I think we would have to make sure that we um, focused on breaking up the stacking aspect and focusing on uh, talent based and work based. And finally, the last challenge that I think I would face is having access for all students. Coakley went into this a lot as in terms of some of the sports that are more oriented towards privileged and more well-off economic homes, which are traditionally the white homes. And I just think that if money was no issue here, obviously I would want to be able to invite all students from all backgrounds into having being involved in all the sports and having access. When I was in high school, we had a lot of people on the golf team, and I don't think that they paid fees for that. And there was golf clubs for the students. There was anybody could have been involved in anything. And number two, what? Uh, oh, I'm sorry. Number three, what strategies would I implement in making this happen for the hiring process? Like I said, I would want to be part of the committee for the stacking and breaking up the racial stereotypes. I think that it's important that we focus on the students, and for the access for all the students. If money was no object, I would want to have a carpool from other students and or bus transportation for all the students after school who maybe couldn't get home, might not have a ride, might not have transportation. So that was something that within my own school and my own life I was a part of. I had a car and I used to give rides from practice home to a lot of the guys on our team, whether they were some of the guys that were Native American or some of the Mexican guys in our team. So I thought that was important. I think as far as highlighting positive intergroup relations within the school, I think that like having maybe a male or female athlete of the week and focusing more on every athlete who is highlighted, character and organization, and exemplary student athletes, and don't focus on necessarily biology or natural ability or what they have accomplished on the field in terms of their talent, but more what they're doing off the field, how they're a good student, how they're a good teammate, and then obviously varsity sports is a great way of bringing people together. I've seen this within my own life, and we saw it in the presentation in the class, and we also saw it in the Jackie Robinson story, where, I mean, at a time when it was just there's so much racism within the own team, there was more of a team bonding and acceptance of black athletes and Jackie as a person, and broke the stereotypes. And I think that when you have varsity sports, you can break those stereotypes. So I think it's a great thing. Those are my things. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say, and look forward to your comments. Thanks.